Your midterm exam is now finished, and we are now on the final period. And the first topic under the final period is the phase 2 of the pipe model, which is ideation. And we also have the topic which is phase 3 prototype and phase 4 enhance. Remember that during the midterm exam, we discussed phase 1, which is the first P in the PIPE model or the PIPE model, which is the purpose or the emphatic understanding. As I was saying, during the midterm exam, we discussed the first phase or the phase 1 of the PIPE model, which is the purpose or the emphatic understanding. There we discussed persona, and you actually created your persona based on the information and data you gathered during the interview. And for the final period, our first topic is the phase 2 of the pipe model of design thinking, which is the ideation. And here you will generate large set of solutions. In this module, you will learn about the concept of generating large set of ideas as solution to your problem statement. After completing this module, you should be able to generate large volume of ideas that will meet the needs of the users, present a one big concept that is feasible, desirable, and sustainable to the users. Remember, these three important terms, feasibility, desirability, and sustainability, are discussed to you during the prelim period. Okay, so now, what is ideation? So when we say ideation, this is the process wherein you focus on generating ideas and identifying possible solutions through sessions of brainstorming. When we say brainstorming, it is an activity that helps a group or an individual to generate more innovative ideas. Okay? The aim of this stage is to generate a large quantity of ideas that the team, or because there are some of you who work individual, that the team or the person or the individual can then filter and cut down into the best, most practical, and most innovative ones in order to inspire new and better design solutions and products. Because I know during our chats, there are those who send me or who sent me messages, and they are sending a lot of big ideas. Some are good, some are not. So in this particular stage, you will now filter, you will now cut down the best and the most innovative ones in order to inspire your solution based on the problems that your persona or your users needs. Now, these are the steps. Step 1, you have to revisit your persona's needs. Step 2, brainstorm and generate ideas around each other. You have to make sure that you have to address the needs of your persona, okay, or the needs of your users. And then step 3, cluster ideas to concept. Again, brainstorming is to generate large volume ideas within a group setting. And if you are working individually, if you are working solo, I am here as your partner, at the same time your guide, in order for you to cut down the best idea that is suitable to your persona's needs. It provides a quick means for tapping the creativity of a limited number of people to produce large number of ideas or concepts. So, for example, your problem statement is, how can we help the students of ISU to become more effective self-directed learners? When we say effective self-directed learners, these are students who do not necessarily need more attention from the teachers in order to learn. They are independent. Okay, so the user needs here is I need flexible learning opportunities to study during the new normal because during the new normal, face-to-face is limited. Okay? So what are the parameters? You have to think about it. If you can still remember, the name of the persona here in this module is Strong Suping. One parameter here is to help Strong Suping have internet access. Another parameter here is to give Strong Suping various ways of accessing learning materials because one of the most useful material is the book, but during the new normal there is limited face-to-face classes, and we can actually provide or give ways on which we can access learning materials by, for example, this online video. I upload this in the YouTube, and students can actually watch this, and this is a way wherein the student or students can access this particular learning material. And ideas. Some ideas here are establish e-learning hubs that cater students without internet access, or create learning management system that can be used online and offline. There are ways wherein students can access their learning material like module, be it online and offline. Actually, we can send the module using Messenger because in Messenger, um, you can read that even you are already offline. How to do brainstorming? So this is now the question. To do brainstorming, you think, you write, and you slap. Okay? So there are rules of effective brainstorming. Number 1, defer judgment. Number 2, go for quantity. Number 3, encourage wild ideas. Number 4, build on others people's ideas. 5, stay focused. 6, do not dwell. 7, be visual. And 8, stand up. Okay. So when we say defer judgment, defer means you postpone. You postpone your judgment because there will be a lot of ideas to be generated during your brainstorming. Okay, you just have to think all these possible ideas, then you have to write it, then you have to slap it, and then your judgment, you have to defer it, like save it for later use, because you will judge right after all the ideas are presented. Next, go for quantity. Just generate a lot of ideas. More ideas, the better. Encourage wild ideas. When we say wild ideas, these are authentic ideas, new ideas that haven't been explored. Build on others people's ideas. Okay, so if there is something unique, there is an idea that is unique, you can actually start from there and then expand. Stay focused. You just have to focus on the persona's needs or the user's needs. Do not dwell. When we say do not dwell, do not think or talk about the solution to your problem for a long time. You generate your ideas now. Okay? Then be visual. When we say be visual, you have to perceive visually the possible solution that can address the user's need. And stand up. When we say stand up, to be showing determination, do not give up until you generate that particular ideas. Okay, so if you do not have sticky notes there, you can actually create your own sticky notes so that all the things that you have taught and you have written can be slapped on a particular board or a surface. Okay, another thing is that you may use the scamper technique as a guide to generate ideas. When we say scamper technique, S stands for substitute. What might you substitute? Or what parts or what materials will I use? That's the first technique. Letter C, combine. What might I combine this object with? Can I combine ideas, objects, functions? The third guide, the third technique is adopt. What might I copy? What will I retain? And modify. What might I change? P. Put to other use. Are there other uses of this object? What happens if I change the function or purpose? Eliminate is E. What can I do without? What can I take away or remove? And R is rearrange. What if I turned it upside down, backwards, inside out? What if I rearrange any parts, function, or objectives? This technique are useful so that you can generate a large volume of ideas to address your persona's needs. Next, from ideas to concepts. Now that your concept should be a seamless integration from different elements. Make all the elements work together to form a new and improved experience for your persona. So, you have to integrate seamless concept which is equal to your new improved experience for your persona. So to cluster the ideas into concepts, because you have generated a lot of ideas using the think, write, and slop, okay? And after gathering and generating large volume of ideas as possible solutions and turning this into concepts, you may now cluster these ideas according to the following. Number 1, relate your ideas. Place similar or related ideas together to form clusters. Okay, so for those who have groups or for those who work in group, you have to place your similar ideas together and then develop a cluster. So these particular ideas are the same. That is cluster 1. This group of ideas are similar, cluster 2. Okay? Then develop one cluster into concepts. Number 2, best persona ideas. You have to place teams' choices of what works best for persona together. Develop cluster into a concept. So you have to make choices. Which one is best for your persona? And number 3, force associations. Randomly select ideas and then place them together and then again develop cluster into a concept. There are some ideas that do not have cluster. You form them together. That is what we call force association. Then perhaps you can develop a cluster based on that randomly selected ideas. So that is how to cluster ideas into concepts.